Oh, yeah. There we go. Ow, it's hot! The food is so hot! 30. What'd I get? Bourbon chicken. Excuse me. Bourbon a chicken. So I need Silk Touch. Ah, there it is. Haha. Lava soup? No. Chinese food. Hot food is hot. Hey, it got delivered, okay? I wasn't expecting it to maintain its ambient temperature upon creation through the process of being delivered. Sir. Usually... See, these are stupid hot, too. Usually, it cools down a varying... an order of magnitude. In which, then, it can be properly handled. Without the use of protective gear. Sir. See, EJ just had a poll. EJ just had a poll. And I don't think the poll was very fair. But you know what? It's his channel, so I'm just going to let it go. I don't think it was very fair. He's probably gonna kick himself afterwards. Do you care to share the specifics of this poll? He put out a poll to either continue playing Hearts of Iron or move on to Space News. Hearts of Iron won. But the people who are there to watch Hearts of Iron. They're not there to watch Space News. The ones who watch Space News only tune in when he's switched over to Space News. So no one who's there who wants to watch Space News is there to chime in. It won Hearts of Iron 21-5. And if he was doing Space News and said who wants to see Hearts of Iron would not have won. It would have been like 31-2 for Space News. I mean, at the end of the day, you do you. All right, we got the tool. Thank you, Camaro Shell. So now we have 4 netherite pickaxes. And, I spent a lot of time doing that. Someone redeemed us to be in here, Born. We're going to be in here for like 10 more minutes and then we'll switch over. See, this chicken isn't breaded. I don't understand why The menu item says it's breaded. It's very confusing. What's up, Sandy? Go lay down. You've already used the bathroom and you just ate. You're perfectly fine. My stomach is hurting now. I haven't really eaten anything. Probably why it's hurting, but it's like big pain in my side. Yeah, it is kind of weird. Oh. Hi, Hafnium. Cold chalky milk has in fact been cracked. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, we got chocolate milk cracked. It has been cold. That cold, huh? I'm just gonna tiptoe through here. You guys saw nothing. Excuse me. You saw nothing. I gotta get back to that one biome where I was cutting everything and I stopped it because I broke the pickaxe. It was not here. I don't even know where it's at anymore. Can I go this way? I can't. Alright, now she'll go. No chicken nuggets, unfortunately. You had chicken nuggets for lunch today? Awesome. Now, were they like legit chicken nuggets or were they like chicken tenders you had at a place? They were legit ones? Awesome. Because, like, some people call chicken tenders chicken nuggets, and they're not. There is a distinct difference. What's up, philosopher? How are you, buddy? Happy Friday. How are things? Tendies. Yeah, see? People get... So, Sleepy probably knows. But who here knows... Oh... So, Sleepy, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm probably wrong on this. I know people have been using the term tendies for a while. But what do you think of when you hear the word or see the word tendies? Because I think of a certain post from a certain website that has a number in front of it about a certain man-child and his mother. Do you know anything about that? Are we doing the Minecraft update? You don't? You think of tendons, which are not nice to eat. Okay. So, I don't know if this was real or not, but I'm going to paraphrase because I don't remember a lot of it. But there was a guy who lived at home with his mother. He was probably older, late 30s, early 40s, something like that. And he would talk about how his mother would use tendies to encourage him to do more or to congratulate him when he does a good job. And he would go into detail about his tendies. And that's the first time I ever seen it used. And I feel like that's the origin of it on the internet. But it was a really disturbing post. Because he would talk about some other stuff too that I can't really mention. But chicken tendies were always the reward that he was given. Warner, I'm there too. Don't feel bad. Well, yeah, no, Sleepy. It's used en masse all over the place. But just like how Pepe the Frog got popular because of 4chan. I feel like the term tendies got popular because of 4chan as well. And I feel like a lot of people who use that stuff don't understand the true origin of some of that stuff. Are you listening, little brother? Hey, if I could still live with my parents and it was a healthy relationship, I'd be all about it. And I know I say this incorrect a lot. I know internet confirms that's the origin of it. Yeah, that's where that's why I never use that term, TJ, because that story, that whole thing is horrible. And people are using it, they're like, I'm eating my chicken tendies. And I'm just like, wait, do you know where that comes from? But what was I gonna say? I was on a tangent about something and now I completely forgot. Yeah, TJ. Oh no, it's bad. I was there when it was unfolding like live. I haven't been on 4chan in probably 15 years, maybe 12 to 15 years. But the way it used to work was that's where anonymous comes from, because most of the posts were done by anonymous. But the way it used to work was you would tag someone in a post and you could click it to go to like where they it was a forum. It was forum with threads. And that user who came up with that story was encouraged to elaborate more. And boy, was it a lot. And it was almost too good to be true. But then you gotta stop and think, there are some weird people in the world. Philosopher. There are some really weird people in the world. So it could be a very viable and very believable story. But because everyone on the internet in that part of the area was anonymous, you'll never know. Go for it, mine. I'll see you in a bit. Another weird but fun fact. It's all but confirmed. It's all but confirmed. But if you dig deep enough on the internet, you'll find a lot of proof. Taylor Swift was initially popular because of 4chan. She used to go on there and post pictures and stuff of herself. And people attribute that to her start of her success when she was younger. Of course, you know, she'll never admit it. You never heard that? If you feel like looking at smut and stuff, if you want to dive into the internet and look around, you'll find some stuff. The people you should be scared of on 4chan dove way deep and they found out a lot of stuff. And when you look at all the evidence, you're like, huh, that was her. And it's pretty wild. The internet is a crazy place. Internet was a crazy place. Not a site you've ever heard of. It's not a site you want to go on, Speedworks. I used to go on there out of morbid curiosity because I had a friend. And in fact, the more I think about it, the more I feel really, really bad. I have a friend who's a... Exactly, Sleepy. I have a friend who is a Confederate flag toting, you know, backwoods, redneck, conservative, whatever you want to call him, Rule 1 breaking person. And he was all pro 45. He was all pro things that have been abolished for almost 100 years. You know, he's one of those people. He was a frequent user of that site, which is what got me going on there to begin with. And he's got 2 kids, and he kind of got into like a shotgun wedding situation. He knocked up his girlfriend at the time, and they had to get married according to her family or whatever. And I used to play World of Warcraft on his account. And when I had my mage and I leveled him up and stuff, I wanted to transfer the mage to an account of my own, but you couldn't do that back in the day. Blizzard wouldn't allow you to do that. Unless the owner of the original account sent in a bunch of proof of who they were, and the other person sent in proof of who they were, and they signed a document saying it wasn't going to be like, you know, account selling and everything else. So I had to borrow his email one time because I did both sides of the transaction. That way he didn't have to go through the stress of it. And I said, hey, can I borrow your email for this and this and this? He's like, yeah, sure. Here's the information. Here's the password. I wish I took screen caps. But I promise you, in the trash of his email were post confirmations and replies to a casual encounter mail for mail ad, multiple, on Craigslist. Hi, Mama Van, how are you? Which was very interesting. Well, no, Sleepy, I know, but it's usually the people who show the most disdain and hatred towards stuff like that secretly are that way. You know what I mean? Like, you heard a while back how, like, people up in Washington, D.C. used to have the code signs in the bathrooms and stuff. Remember when all that came to light? You know, it seems like the people that are the hardest against it are them themselves. Hi, Flavins, welcome back, buddy. What'd you walk into? Did you hurt yourself? Take a step back. But anywho, that's all I'm going to talk about on that thing. It's just lots of haters are self-haters. Exactly, philosopher. So that's something. If you ever want to, like, hate, but also people use the word awesome to mean something good all the time, but the word awesome literally means to be in awe of something. If you want to see how awesome the internet can be, go down one of those rabbit holes. Hi, Ultrasaurs, how are you? Welcome in. Laney, welcome back. Ultrasaurs, welcome to our Subathon. We've been trucking live for 5 hours now. And we got 12 and a half left. Same thing, really? They can be the same thing for sure. Finally crawl out of bed. Cool. Internet's made up of rabbit holes with small places you can sometimes balance between them. Yep. Ultra, I bought Chinese food. It's sitting here in front of me. I haven't had a chance to eat it yet. I had a couple of crab rangoons, though, and they were delicious. So if you're not ready to hear about food yet, food, you're welcome. What Chinese food? I got some crab rangoon, I got some egg rolls, and I got some bourbon chicken. I'm gonna tuck in on some bourbon chicken here soon. You're having Indian for dinner? Awesome. If I didn't have 12 and a half hours left of stream, philosopher, I would get some Indian food too. But I can't get Indian food with 12 and a half hours left to stream. I cooked the other frozen beef and broccoli bowl I had in the freezer. Nice. So you're very envious? Ultra, I want to I didn't get to stick around in your stream last night because I went to sleep, obviously. But I want to commend you on your story and what you did. Awesome job. And the one person who kept telling you that what you were doing was too much, I really wanted to, like, ban them during your storytelling because it wasn't their place to say what they were saying. But just know that I go through that on an almost weekly basis. I'm always losing regulars because of stupid shit like that. They'll say or do something dumb, or they'll be like, well, I thought you said this, and it's like, well, guess what? So good on you. Just know, and you're probably prepared for this, just know that when you tell those kind of stories and you talk about what happened, you're gonna get people that leave because of the story, because someone's not gonna agree with something part of what you did. That's just bound to happen. So for every one person you remove, just assume you're gonna lose like another 2 to 3. Be on the safe side. Yeah, no, 100%. And it's one of those things where it sucks that you had to find out that the way you did, but at the end of the day, you're doing yourself a favor because it's less headache in the future. It's less headache in the future. Well, you're reaching the point of burnout, and I'm glad you're taking the steps that you're taking. Hi, Wildlife, welcome in. Because I could see it while it was happening. That's why I would message you and be like, hey, be careful, don't do this. And you're like, oh, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I'm like, no, you're not. Saying it and being it are 2 different things. How you doing? That is correct. Welcome in. Everything's been fantastic, my friend. It's good to see you. So yeah, don't ever feel bad, especially for admitting that you're human in front of people. That's a level of vulnerability that's hard to discuss, but it's also easy at the same time.